Om Asmatgurubhyo Namaha. Krishno Rakshatano Jagatraya Guruhu. Krishnam Namasyamyaham. Krishne Namarasyatravo Vinihataha. Krishnaya Tasmai Namaha. Krishna Deva Samuthitam Jagadidam. Krishnasya Dasosmyaham. Krishne Tisthati Vishwametadakhilam. He Krishna Samrakshamam. Jai Srimanarayana. Blessings of Sri Chinajaya Swamiji. We are continuing Bhagavad Gita. We finished Sloka 15 in chapter 18 in our last session. We will start with Sloka 16. Okay, so let us we'll share the screen. Hope you can see.
Yeah, we can see.
Okay. Please chant. Tatraivam sati kartaram.
Tatraivam sati kartaram
Atmanam kevalam tuyaha.
Atmanam kevalam tuyaha
Pasyatyakrita buddhitvat
Pasyakrita buddhitvat
nasa pasyati durmatihi.
Nasa
Nasa
pashyati
pashyati
durmatihi
durmatihi
Let's chant together.
tatraivam sati
Tatraivam
kartaram
sati kartaram
atmanam
Atmanam
kevalam
kevalam
tuyaha
Kevalam tuyaha.
Pasyakrita
pasyakrita buddhitva
buddhitva
Buddhitvat
Nasa
nasa
pashyati
pashyati
pasyati
durmatihi
durmatihi.
So, this sloka is a continuation of the previous two slokas. Okay, so just to recap, in 14 and 15, Lord Krishna said, when we say that we are doing the work, who is actually doing the work, right? Do you remember who is the cause for doing the work?
The four things he said, the four adhishtanam.
Adhishtanam tada karta karanam cha prathakvedam vividhascha prathakcheshta daivam chaivatra pancham.
Yes. So 5, right? What are the 5? Body,
Adhishtanam.
Atma, that is in the body, that is attached to the 3 gunas. Okay, so Atma, if Atma is not there in the body, body doesn't function. And different kinds of organs of action along with manas. Okay, and 5 vital forces, prana, apana, vyana. So those 5 forces, and the 5th is God. That's what Lord Krishna said. So 5 are the causes for us to do any work. These are 5 components. Together will make us to perform the work. We think of, when I say I am doing the work, we forget the rest of the 4, right? We think of only the body, and we also think that the body is independent, right? The purpose Lord Krishna mentioned about Atma, the organs of action, and manas, and the 5 vital forces. Apart from mentioning about himself, he mentioned these 4. Why?
So what is the
I
question?
mean, the other 3, apart from body, they are also supported by Paramatma only, right? And the body is also supported by Paramatma. We forget that all 4 of them are supported by Paramatma, who is the 5th. So the primary cause for us to do any action is Paramatma only, right? If Paramatma is not there, supporting our vital forces, we cannot even breathe, right? We cannot breathe by ourselves. Unfortunately, people think we are breathing, but it is not possible for us to breathe by ourselves. And all the the vital forces that act in our body, heart functioning, lungs functioning, liver functioning, oxygen flowing throughout the body, all that, and all our organs of action functioning, right? And mind functioning. All that is because of Paramatma only. So he's the reason for us to do any work, and we forget that. And so Lord Krishna said in 15 Sloka 15, so whatever work one starts to perform with the body, speech or mind. So I'm even talking is or I'm thinking or doing the work with the body, with our organs of action, karmendriyas, whether it is prescribed in scriptures or not prescribed in scriptures. All that work, for all that work, these 5 are the causes, right? So that is the Sloka 15. In Sloka 16, Lord Krishna is saying, Tatra evam sati kartaram atmanam kevalam tuyaha. So after saying that for doing any work, these are the 5 causes, Lord Krishna is saying, but, right? So saying that, unfortunately we think the other way. So that's what Lord Krishna is going to explain. Tatra evam sati, being in this manner, yaha pasyati, whoever sees, kevalam atmanam kartaram, self alone as the doer. Whoever sees self alone as the doer, I am the doer, saha durmatihi, that person has mati means mind. Durmati is perverse mind. Okay. Akruta buddhitvat na pasyati. Na pasyati does not see. Akruta buddhitvat, due to undeveloped intellect. Akruta buddhi. Okay. So Lord Krishna very clearly explained that these are the 5 causes for us to do any work. And primary cause, all the 4 are also supported by Paramatma. So he is the one who is actually doing the work. The other 4 are his instruments. But what we think is that I am alone the doer. And, no one else is supporting me. I am alone the doer. So that person is having perverse mind, right? Who does not have the proper knowledge. And he does not have developed intellect. It is undeveloped intellect. Okay. So what do? So if I'm thinking that I'm the sole cause for doing the work, say for example, I'm talking right now, I'm alone delivering this lecture. I alone by myself understood what is there in Bhagavad Gita. Okay. I'm able to speak myself because I practiced a lot. I studied well, right? I have the greatest mind, and thinking that, okay, I did it by myself, that is perverse mind. So what we do, like if one has undeveloped intellect, buddhi is gone, mind is gone. Now, gone means mind is not working properly. We think that we did it, and we don't want to recognize the reality. We turn away from the reality. We will, even if somebody tells us that these are the 5 causes, we willfully turn away from it. We do not want to accept it. Okay, we persist that I am the sole reason why I got the success, why I'm able to do the work. Okay, and I do not want to accept that the knowledge that I have, thinking that I am alone the doer, I do not want to accept that that is wrong, right? That is incorrect knowledge. I don't want to accept that. Okay, so, and I reject anybody who tells me otherwise. So that is the problem with those people who have undeveloped intellect, akruta buddhi, and durmati, right? Who has incorrect or perverse mind. Okay, so I hope we are not in that category. We are accepting what Lord Krishna is saying. Of course, he has explained to us very, very clearly throughout Bhagavad Gita with all the examples that he is the reason behind even the qualities that we are possessing. Not only we, like whatever qualities that any object is possessing in this universe is supported by Paramatma. The object is also supported by Paramatma. So there's nothing in this world is independent. So thinking that I am alone the doer is incorrect, right? So that's what Lord Krishna is telling us. Okay.
It's because of the gunas they had right from the birth and day. That's where probably playing a role there. I mean, tamasic.
Yeah.
That's
Rajasic and Tamasic,
right.
right? Mainly Tamasic is having ignorance and they do not want to accept the reality. Rajasic people may have the right knowledge, but they are doing the actions for their own sake. So it's a combination of both Rajasic and Tamasic. Tamasic is making people totally ignorant, and Rajasic is not letting them correct themselves. Right? They will focus on themselves only. They are not willing to accept that they are the instruments of Paramatma. They may do the right activities, whatever is there. They may be doing the duties properly, but they are not willing to recognize the reality.
Right. Another question I have, and maybe, I mean, apology if it's a wrong question, right? It's not asked because
Sure.
and the 5 these things, I know, I think in previous slokas that Paramatma explained, right? But this struck my mind just now. So these 5 things, including Daivam, right? Paramatma. Okay. So
Yeah.
Paramatma is the one who is doing it, right? But I think in chapter 3, Paramatma said that I do karma, but still nothing, right? Namam limpanti sloka, right? I mean, 3rd chapter, 4th,
Yeah.
right? I do karma.
Nothing.
Nothing kind of,
Yeah.
it binds me, right? It doesn't bind me.
Yeah.
Right? So if Paramatma is doing the karma, I mean, are playing a role in with us, right? Then, but if we are still getting binded by, right, karmic
He's
bond,
not binding.
right?
Paramatma is not getting the binding.
Right. Okay, yeah, he's
Yeah.
not, right, yeah. So
So he's supporting us. Like for example, I'm talking right now, or you're talking, you're
right,
listening, you're
right,
understanding.
right.
You're talking, listening, understanding is supported by Paramatma.
Paramatma,
Simple,
consciousness, yeah,
right? But if you are thinking that you are doing it,
right. With my
we
own
are getting the karmic
karmic
bondage. Like
bondage,
if I'm thinking that I am able to understand by myself and deliver this lecture by myself with
right,
no one's support, right? Without Paramatma's blessings, Paramatma's support, If I'm thinking that way, then I will be getting the karmic bondage, even while delivering this lecture, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So Paramatma never does anything for his own sake. It doesn't have to do anything for his own sake. That's what he says there, right? There is nothing in this
Yeah,
world
but
that,
you do, right? But yeah.
right? If I'm doing something, I may be expecting something in return,
Right.
right? Some praise or money or whatever, right? So materialistic pleasures. So something that I'm gaining, for that purpose, I'm doing the work. Then I'm getting the binding. Paramatma, on the other hand, he has nothing to gain from doing any activity, right? So
Right.
he is supporting all the objects, everybody in this universe, for us to do our activities.
Right.
Okay. There is something that he would do by himself,
Right. Creation, those kind of things. Yeah.
right? Creation, and he is also taking the avatar form
Perform to
whenever, yeah,
required.
like
Yeah.
Lord Krishna, Sri Rama.
Uh-huh.
So in those cases, he doesn't have anything to gain from it. He's doing it as a duty that he has to
Right.
protect the righteous and
Other planet. Yeah.
destroy the unrighteous.
Right. Right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Got it. Thank you.
Right. So nothing binds Paramatma.
Yeah.
Okay. Next sloka, 17. Please chant. Yasya naham kruto bhavo
यस्य नाहङ्कृतो भावो
buddhiryasya न लिप्यते
बुद्धिर्यस्य न
बुद्धिर्यस्य न
लिप्यते
लिप्यते
हत्वापि स इमान् लोकान्
हत्वापि स
स
इमान्
इमान्
लोकान्
लोकान्
न हन्ति न निबध्यते.
न
न
हन्ति न
हन्ति न
निबध्यते
निबध्यते
And together. Yasya
यस्य नाहङ्कृतो
नाहङ्कृतो
भावः
भावः
बुद्धिर्यस्य न
बुद्धिर्यस्य न
लिप्यते
लिप्यते
हत्वापि स
हत्वापि
इमान्
इमान्
लोकान्
लोकान्
न
न
हन्ति
हन्ति
न
न
निबध्यते.
निबध्यते.
So Lord Krishna is continuing. Yasya na ahankrutaha bhavaha, whose feeling is not I am the doer. Na aham kruta. Aham kruta is I did it. Na aham kruta, I am, not thinking that, not feeling that I am the doer. So whoever, yasya, whose feeling is like that, yeah, yasya, again Lord Krishna is saying, yasya, buddhihi na lipyate. Buddhi is intellect. Yes, whose intellect is not tainted, lipyate, like a few times it came, right? Whose buddhi is not tainted, okay? Buddhi is tainted, thinking that I am doing the work, right? And buddhi is tainted if I'm not accepting the reality, okay? Buddhi is tainted when I'm not, um, I mean, I don't accept that somebody is helping me, something like that. Okay, so whose feeling is that I'm not, whose feeling is not I'm the doer, and whose buddhi is not tainted or corrupted, saha, that person, iman lokan, hatva api nahanti. Iman lokan, all these people, all these men. Okay, lokan is referring to people there, right? Iman Lokan, right? Lord Krishna is telling Arjuna, imagine now, Lord Krishna is saying, Arjuna, telling, Iman Lokan, Hatva api na hanti. Hatva, after killing. Okay? Hatva api, even after killing, na hanti, does not become the killer. Okay? Na nibadhyate, and that person is not bound by those actions. Okay, so that is an extreme example that we can think of. Again, unfortunately, YouTube maybe, we need to make sure that we don't we don't say any message that is violating the terms. So even if we do any activity that seems like binding, right? So if we think that, oh, I'm doing this activity which is which seems to be which appears to be binding, still that activity that may appear that does not appear to be a sattvic activity, right? That activity Arjuna is supposed to fight in the war is not same as Arjuna going to a forest and meditate, right? So even if Arjuna fights in the war, he will not get the binding. If he's thinking that I am not the doer and I am, so my buddhi is not entered, so Arjuna's buddhi is not entered, then not only thinking that I'm not the doer, when I'm doing any activity, I need to do it as service to God, right? And without attachment, without expectations, without attachment. Phala Sangha Kartrutva Bhava. Okay, so one is I'm not the doer, that Krishna clearly mentioned. Removing the Kartrutva Bhava, like I'm doing, remove that. And then Phala Sangha. Phala is attachment to the results, and Sangha is attachment to the work itself. So Arjuna should do the duty as Kshatriya, participate in the war, Kurukshetra war, as an instrument of Paramatma, as thinking that it is his duty to protect the righteous, thinking that without having expectations on the results, without having attachment to the results, and without thinking that this war, that Kurukshetra war is his activity, without thinking that, he has to participate. He has to do that duty. Then he will not be bound at all. Right? That was one of his doubts in chapter 1 and early part of chapter 2. Right? How can I, destroy my own people? And not only that, if every learned person in the society is gone, then what will happen to the society? All the morals will be lost in the society, and I will acquire a lot of sin because of that. Lord Krishna now is very clearly telling him that you will not acquire any sin. In fact, if you don't participate in this war, you will actually acquire the sin. Right? So it was his duty, Arjuna's duty to do, but he has to do the duty properly. That's the only thing. Right? Properly means without having the attachment to the results or the work itself, without thinking that I am the doer. Phala Sangha Kartrutva, Tyaga. Lord Krishna started with that only, Tyaga, right? Sannyasa and Tyaga. One thing is, even though there is some slight meaning difference between sannyasa and tyaga. Both are considered synonymous, right? So don't leave the work. Sannyasa doesn't mean that leave the work, run away from your duties. No, we have to do the work. Only that you have to, uh, we should not have attachment towards the phalasanga kartritva. Okay. So there is a lot of explanation about the hatva api nahanti, but okay, we'll skip that. But basically, for all of us, the bottom line is that whatever work is assigned to us, whatever is our duty that we need to do. Now, one may ask, okay, if a duty is assigned to me, if I'm doing that as a without attachment to the results or the work or thinking that I'm the doer, will I get the karmic bondage or will I not get the karmic bondage? Like, how do I decide what work to do?
Scriptures, right? Scripture is the one who defines the
Right, right. Yeah. So if somebody brainwashes,
right,
right, to doing the wrong activity, saying that okay, this activity is your duty, you have to do it, and our duty is to do this activity, and Lord Krishna said if you do it um, without thinking that I'm the doer and without having attachment to the phala and sangha, without having the attachment to the work and the results, if you do it, you will not be tainted. You will not get any papam, even though you are doing this kind of activity. You may think that you are doing this something bad. No, you're not doing bad. And then they kind of brainwashes. We need to be very careful about it, right? So there are other principles that we need to apply, right? Lord Krishna, primary thing is we have to love all the beings on this earth, right? Unnecessarily, we should not hurt any being, whether it is we think living or not living, doesn't matter. We should not hurt anyone. Love everything in this universe as representatives of Paramatma. Now, we should take action like what Arjuna is taking the action only when that the other person is unrighteous, and we can evaluate whether that person is unrighteous or not based on our scriptures. One example, but yeah. So, what is our duty? We will know in a next few slokas in this chapter. What duty I can do based on. See, when we join a job, right? There are so many jobs in the company. We do a particular type of job only. Even if I show interest, somebody else may not give me another type of job. They'll say you're not eligible for it, right? So we need to, even in our in a modern world, that the corporate world that we have, we are given a particular duty based on our capabilities or interests, right? Sometimes our interest may be there, but our capability is not there, then we may not get the job, or we may get the job, but we will not be happy. If we have the capability and if we don't have the interest also, it's a problem. So interest and capabilities put together will determine whether we'll do the right, we'll take the right job and also do it properly. So these Lord Krishna is going to explain. So we, based on those guidelines, if we are doing the activity, then we are doing our duty. Like software programming may not be there in Bhagavad Gita, because at that time software programming was not there. But the foundation is given in Bhagavad Gita that this type of job is righteous. We'll see that in our next lokas. So when we are doing the activity, the righteous activity, even though that appears to be, appears to give us the karmic bondage, but if we are making sure that we do it properly, we will not get the karmic bondage. Okay. Next few slokas will be even more interesting. Okay. Please chant. Jnanam jneyam parigyata
Jnanam jneyam parigyata
trividha karma chodana
vidha karma
Vividha
chodana
karanam karma karteti
karanam
Karanam
karma
karma
karteti
karteti
trividha karma sangraha.
vidha
Vidha
karma
karma
sangraha
sangraha
Let's chant together.
Jnanam jneyam
Jnanam
parigyata
parigyata
trividha
Vividha
karma
karma
chodana
chodana
karanam
Karanam
karma
karma
karteti
karteti
trividha
Vidha
karma
karma
sangraha.
sangraha.
Lord Krishna is so now slightly going deeper into understanding the work. So he said there are 5 components, that will result in us doing the work, right? 5 causes for any work to happen. Now, that work that we do, right? There are 3 components to the work. Okay, what are the 3 components whenever we are working? Now, from external perspective, not from the internal body, organs of Paramatma supporting us. That is one aspect of it. For us to do any work, what is needed for us to do the work? Lord Krishna is explaining jnanam, knowledge. We need the knowledge to do the work. Like if I'm, speaking now, if I'm talking about Bhagavad Gita, I need the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, right? Knowledge on how to deliver. If I'm doing any computer programming, I need to know about that, how to do that work, right? Programming, I need to know the programming language. If I'm a doctor, I need to understand all the knowledge about the anatomy and the medicines and everything, right? So that is the knowledge about the work. Second is Gneyam. Gneyam is the knowable. The true literal translation is knowable. That is the object of the work. The work itself that should be performed, right? So knowledge of the work and the work itself. So example could be if I have to develop a software, some software, right? I need to know how to use the computer. I need to know which language, programming language that I want to use or tools I want to use. So that's a knowledge about the work to be performed. And I need to develop that software. I need to know about that itself, what I need to do, what I need to develop, right? The work to be performed. That work itself that should be performed. Parignyata is knower, whoever is the knowing, the person who is knowing the work. So one who knows the work, one who has the knowledge, so the knowledge and the work itself. Iti Trividha karma chodana. Okay. These are the threefold components of work. For any work to happen, there are 5 causes. And for the work itself, when we take any work, there are 3 components. Okay. So 3 components are the knowledge about the work and the work itself, and there is a knower. There is a person who knows and performs the work. Okay. Um, so the person who is doing the work, he has the right to do the work. He does not have the rights on the results of the work. Right? I'm quoting the one of the slokas that we learned.
Manyavadikaras.
Yes.
Second chapter, 47. Yeah.
Second chapter, 47 sloka. Perfect. Karmanyavadikara. Yeah. So we have the right to perform. So as a doer, and I mean, when I'm performing the work, there is knowledge that is supporting me. The work itself. That work does not belong to me. That work belongs to Paramatma. Okay? That work is assigned to me. And there is a knower. There's the one who is knowing about that work and performing this, right? Okay? So these are the 3, and Lord Krishna explains in detail about these threefold compendium, threefold components of the work in detail. Okay, so we'll see those.
So the karta is different from the parignata?
Same.
They're same, right? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so
They're mapped like that, 1-to-1 mapping. Yeah.
Yeah. One who is knowing is the one who is working, is the worker. Okay. Next sloka. Please chant. Jnanam karma cha karta cha
Jnanam
Jnanam karma cha karta cha
Vidhaiva guna bhedataha
vidhaiva guna bhedataha
Prochyate guna sankhyane
Prochyate
Prochyate guna
gunasankhyaane
sankhyaane
Yathavat shrunutânyapi.
yathavat
Anyapi
shrunutânyapi
Let's chant together.
Jnanam karma cha
cha
karta cha
karta cha
Daiva
tridhaiva
guna
guna
bhedataha
bhedataha
Prochyate
Prochyate guna
gunasankhyaane
guna
sankhyaane
sankhyane
Yathavat
yathavat
shrunutânyapi.
shrunutânyapi.
Okay, so Lord Krishna is explaining Jnanam, karma cha, karta cha. Very simple to understand. Jnanam, knowledge. Knowledge about the duties. Okay. So not talking about knowledge of Atma and Paramatma here. We're talking about the work, right? I'm doing some work, the duty that is assigned to me. And so there's a knowledge about that work. So jnanam is the knowledge about the work. Karma is the work that must be performed. And karta is the doer, performer, actor. Okay, one who is performing the work. Tridha eva guna bhedataha. They are threefold. So jnanam is threefold, karma is threefold, karta is threefold. As per the differences based on the gunas, guna bhedataha is they're divided into three based on the gunas. Okay, gunas is qualities. Prochyate guna sankhyane. Prochyate means it is explained or described. Guna sankhyane in guna is qualities. Guna sankhyane is enumerating about the gunas, right? So where these three are explained based on the gunas, or they are divided based on the gunas. Okay. Tani api yadhavat shrunu. Yadhavat shrunu. Shrunu means listen. Tani api, them also. Listen to them also. Yadhavat means as they are really, as they really are, or their true nature. So, jnanam, karta, karma. Based on the gunas, they are divided. Those divisions are explained in the in scriptures when they are talking about the gunas. Listen to them, their true nature, or listen to them as they are truly, really are. Okay. So what are the three gunas?
Sattva, Rajas, Tamas.
Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. Yes. Okay. So jnanam,
Karta.
karma, and karta. So we'll learn about Sattvic jnana, Rajasic jnana, and Tamasic jnana. That jnanam is about the work, about the duties that we need to perform. Sri Swamiji mentioned in the educational retreat, like this jnanam, right? It is a little bit confusing word. If we just say jnanam, right? Is it the knowledge of Atma or knowledge of the true nature of Atma? Jnanam is the swarupam of Atma, right? Atma swarupam is jnanam only. That's what they say, right? So that is one type of jnanam. Lord Krishna is very clearly explaining this is another jnanam. The jnanam about the work, the knowledge of the work. not about the Jnanam of Atma. Jnanam of Atma is not, the true nature of Atma, which is the Jnanam, is neither Sattvic nor Rajasic or nor Tamasic. That's not this one. This is knowledge about the Atma. This knowledge is supported by Paramatma. Right? So, the Sattva, Rajas and Tamas Gunas, wherever they exist, they are supported by me. One of the shlokas of Bhagavad Gita, right? So, all the qualities in this universe are supported by me. So this, the Sattvic Jnanam, Rajasic Jnanam, Tamasic Jnanam, that Jnanam is also supported by Paramatma. Okay. So this is knowledge of the work. Okay. So let us look at the next sloka. The Jnanam that is divided into Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. Please chant. Sarvabhuteshu yenaikam
सर्वभूतेषु
सर्वभूतेषु
येनैकम्
येनैकम्
bhavamavyayamikshate
भावमव्ययमीक्षते
अव्ययमीक्षते
avibhaktam vibhakteshu
अविभक्तं
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 विभक्तेषु
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 तज्ज्ञानं विद्धि सात्विकम्.
अज्ञानं
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 विद्धि
विद्धि
सात्विकम्
सात्विकम्
Let's start together.
सर्वभूतेषु
सर्वभूतेषु
येनैकम्
येनैकं
भावमव्ययमीक्ष्यते
भावममीक्षते
अविभक्तं
अव्यभक्तं
अविभक्तं च
विभक्तेषु
भूतेषु
अज्ञानं
विभक्तमेव
विद्धि
ज्ञानं
विद्धि
सात्विकम्
सात्विकम्
सात्विकम्. Okay. येन सर्वभूतेषु येन एकम. That येन is by which. Okay. By which knowledge, because we're talking about knowledge first, right? By which knowledge? Ekam avyayam bhavam ikshate. One sees, ikshate is one sees, ekam avyayam, one indestructible, unchangeable, right? Avyayam is unchanging, indestructible. Ekam avyayam, one unchanging bhavam is nature. So by which knowledge we see one indestructible nature, avibhaktam vibhakteshu, sarvabhuteshu. Avibhaktam is indivisible, right? Avibhaktam, indivisible. Vibhakteshu, sarvabhuteshu. Vibhakteshu is divisible. Eshu means in. So in, divisible, sarvabhuteshu, in all embodied beings. Right? So avibhaktam vibhakteshu sarvabhuteshu means indivisible in divisible embodied beings. All these sarvabhutas are changing, destructing, right? Immutable, sorry, mutable. So all of us are, we are changing, we are bound to be divisible, right? We are not one entity. We are a combination of 5 elements, isn't it? Actually, 26. Yeah, we are a combination of the Panchabhutas. If we just take the body, it is made up of Panchabhutas. So we are divisible. So by which knowledge we see there is one unchanging nature in the changing embodied beings. Tat jnanam, that knowledge, Sattvikam vidhi, is Sattvic. Know that knowledge to be Sattvic. So there is an unchanging, one unchanging nature, which is indestructible, that exists in all these different bodies, which are divisible, which are mutable, which are changing constantly. So if I have that knowledge is Sattvic. Okay. So for doing any work, we need to do it with knowledge. What is that knowledge that we need to we need to have that should support our work?
Knowledge regarding the work. What you're doing.
Knowledge regarding the work. Now, going deeper into it, right? So knowledge regarding the work is there, but with which knowledge I have to do that work?
Without Katruta Bhava.
Kartatva. Why? Why I need to do that?
Because I have to do it as a service to God.
Yeah.
And
Right. So there is Paramatma Tattvam in all the, there is Atma in all, which, right, in all the bodies, that is equivalent. See, typically what happens is when we look at different entities, different bodies, we think they are different. We treat them different, right? So that gives us all kinds of binding. Why should I do this work to you? Why shouldn't I want to do the work for somebody else? Why? Because I think you are, this person is inferior compared to that person, right? So if I am assigned a duty to serve this, in my opinion, this person seems to be inferior, I'll not feel like doing it because I'm not seeing that Atma and Paramatma inside that person. I'm only looking at the body, right? And that's what becomes Rajasic later. Rajasic. So if I am serving somebody, if I'm doing any duty to someone, I'm automatically thinking of the Atma which is present in that body is equivalent to my Atma, mine, not my Atma, equivalent to me. And all the Atma and body is supported by Paramatma, right? So there is Paramatma inside the Atma as well, right? Atma and the body. So I would consider that as Paramatma's body. So when I consider that as Paramatma's body, I would be, when I'm serving that body, I'm serving as God, as service to God, right? I won't see a person, white person, black person, red person, brown person, or a dog or an elephant or a cat or anything. It is, I'm able to see Paramatma in everything. I'm able to do the my action as service to that Paramatma. I'm not thinking of service to that body, right? Service to person X. No, I'm doing it as service to God. Because my knowledge, if I have this knowledge, Sattvic knowledge, that knowledge, there is an Atma inside all beings. That Atma is unchanging. That Atma is equivalent. See, one nature is given, right? So one nature means the Atma, nature of Atma in me, like in this body, that I am, that Atma is same. The nature is same, or the Atma that is in another body is also equivalent to me. And all of us are supported by Paramatma. So I see that body as Paramatma's body, and I would serve, I would do any work as service to Paramatma. So ekam bhavam sarva bhuteshu is there is one nature in all beings. Okay. So it is not that there's one Atma existing in all beings. The Atma is plural, plurality. But the nature of each Atma is same. Okay. Again, Sri Swamiji mentioned Jati Ekavachanam. Jati Ekavachanam means like Sri Swamiji gave examples of rice, right? Rice, when you say take rice, you're saying it as a Ekavachanam, like one rice, right? A cup of rice, a bowl of rice. But it is actually rice grains, many rice grains. It is not one rice grain. Or water. Water is also not just, you can have a glass of water or you can have a lake of water or an ocean, right? So we always refer to it as with one, like a ekavachanam, the singular. But it represents many, like many droplets of water or many grains of rice. Same way here, the Atma that is existing, Atmas that are existing in each of these bodies are all having the same nature. Just like if you put all the Atmas together, we only call that as Atma nature. Like rice, if you put all the rice grains in a bowl, we only call that as a rice. We don't say 100 rice grains or million rice grains. We only say rice. Same way, it is Atma. So it doesn't mean that it is one Atma. Okay. So in all these beings, there are Atmas, and each Atma has the same nature. Like rice grain will look exactly like another rice grain. If you take 100 rice grains, they will look almost exactly same, right? And the rice grains may not be perfect, but Atmas are in their pure form, they're exactly same, right? So though the bodies have categories, we recognize the bodies as different categories, like based on the nationality or gender or race or the size, tall, short, or this shape of the body. Their bodies are different, no question about it. And the abilities are different. The qualities that each of them possess may be different, but we see that all of them have the same nature. That is, all of them have an Atma in them that is equivalent. Okay, all are equivalent and equivalent to me. Okay. So again, we will be able to, if we are doing the activities supported by this jnana, okay, then that jnana is sattvic. We'll look at Rajasic jnana next. Hope it is clear, right? Please chant next sloka. Pruthaktena tu yajnanam
पृथक्त्वेन ते जिज्ञानम्
nana bhavan pruthakvidhan
नानाभावं
नानाभावान्
पृथग्विधान्
विधान्
vetti sarveshu bhuteshu
वेत्ति
वेत्ति सर्वेषु
सर्वेषु
भूतेषु
भूतेषु
tatjnanam viddhi rajasam.
तज्ज्ञानं विद्धि
विराजसम्
राजसम्
Let's chant together.
पृथक्त्वेन
Pruthaktena tu
तु
ज्ञानम्
yajnanam
यज्ञानं
nana
नानाभावान्
नानाभावान्
bhavan
पृथग्विधान्
पृथग्विधान्
वेत्ति
वेत्ति
सर्वेषु
सर्वेषु
भूतेषु
भूतेषु
तज्ज्ञानं
तज्ज्ञानं
विद्धि
विद्धि
राजसम्
राजसम्
Lord Krishna is saying, Yat jnanam tu veti. So, tu means like differentiating from the previous sloka. Previous sloka, Lord Krishna mentioned about Sattvic jnana. Now, however, or but, Yat jnanam veti, that jnanam, that knowledge which knows what pruthatvena sarveshu bhuteshu, due to the different classes or forms, pruthak, distinct, meaning literal meaning, pruthatvena, by being distinct, or due to different forms, different classes or forms, sarveshu bhuteshu, in all the embodied beings, nana bhavan pruthakvidan, there is plurality in nature. Nana bhavan is there is plurality or differences in nature. Pruthakvidan, having distinct characteristics or qualities. Tat jnanam rajasam viddhi. Know that knowledge as Rajasic. So, very simple. All these embodied beings are appearing different. So, there must be something in it which makes them different. That which is inside them, which is making them different, must be different also, right? See, like if I am seeing a man and a woman, or a tall person, short person, so there is a difference in them, between them, and that difference is caused by something in them. So it must also be different. Okay, so that nature must be different. Okay, so that is what Rajasic knowledge is. Okay, so this knowledge tells me, like, if I have Rajasic knowledge, I'm not able to see the equality in the Atmas. I'm thinking that these are all different. Okay, and the nature of Atma, even if I'm considering their Atma, right? If the nature of that Atma is different in each of these beings, because only if the nature of the Atma is different, the bodies are also different, right? They're taking different forms, a cat or a dog or a snake, an elephant. All of them have different Atmas in them. So then what happens? What would be the natural progression of that thinking? One is inferior compared to the other, right? So I I wouldn't uh, if I see a mosquito, I feel like you know doing like because I don't care about it. I think it's it is inferior compared to me, right? Or a bird. I have the right to go and hunt birds or animals because I don't treat them as equal to me, right? And I'm superior compared to them. So I have the right. So if I am able to see that, let's say, why do I treat like these Rajasic people? They may treat a human in a different way compared to an animal or a bird, right? So if they get a hunting license, they don't go on hunting humans, right? They only go hunting birds and animals, right? So for fun, that too, right? And government may say, oh, that's okay, right? So the because they're not able to see that the only difference is the body, not who is actually inside them. That's the problem with Rajasic knowledge. Rajasic knowledge will make people uh, do atrocious things. If I belong to a country which I think is superior, then I can do anything to the another country which is inferior, in my view, right? Or something happened to those people, I don't feel anything because they are inferior. Must have, they are inferior because of it's their own problem, not my problem. There are all kinds of logic I can see. So they tend to, with this knowledge, they tend to hurt other people. They tend to take advantage of other people. They do not serve them, right? They only serve themselves.
I mean, on the contrary side, if you go with Sattvic knowledge, if you feel that all of them are same, then doesn't develop an attachment to them with those Atmas for me. I mean, in Arjuna's case, right? I mean, I know he's that time he's thinking that other side is the body, but still, if I feel
Yeah.
like all of our equivalent Atmas, right? Then in a warlike situation, right, do you want to go against?
So it is the opposite actually. So I'll explain, right? So if all are equal, even if that, if let's say Kaurava is Arjuna's cousin,
Right.
okay, if he has done something unrighteous,
Right.
he'll punish, right? He will not. He will. He will see Kaurava unrighteous person same way any other unrighteous person is doing.
Right.
Right? There's no bias at all.
Mm.
If Kaurava is unrighteous, who is related to Arjuna, but one who is not related to Arjuna is righteous, who would he support? If
Anyone
he considers both of them as equal,
who is not righteous.
he will support the one who is righteous.
Sorry, yeah, support is righteous. Yeah. He
Right.
punish the one who is not
Be-
righteous.
Because he's not, the bias will go away completely.
Right.
All are equal not from the body perspective, right?
Mm.
They're all equally related to me.
Yeah.
You know, they're all like we're all children of Paramatma. So consider all are same family, right? So person's color, money, position doesn't make a difference. Those are all properties of a body, right? So if let's say Kauravas are righteous, it's not that he will discriminate. No, if they're righteous, he would treat them same way, right? As any other righteous person. But if Kauravas are unrighteous, he would not show bias towards Kauravas, right?
Right.
Just because they are
That is relatives.
related to him or closer to him, their friends or family or cousins, he will not consider that those are all the body characteristics.
Mm.
All are equal. So just because there is a bird which is poor bird, cannot shout, cannot cry, cannot protect itself, I would not treat it in any different way compared to another human being. It doesn't mean that I'll get the bird and put it in my house. No, I'll keep the bird where it is. Show whatever respect it requires. I'll do that because I treat the one who is inside that bird equal to myself.
Right.
Okay, so the bias will completely go away if I have Sattvic knowledge.
Okay. Right.
And when there is no bias, I'm able to do service to. If I'm doing any duty, I don't see that I'm doing the service to that person. I'm going to see that I'm going to do service to the one who is inside them, right? So then I would treat them equally.
Right.
I will do service to God. Okay, so whether I'm doing washing dishes or doing the programming job or doing some other corporate work, it doesn't really matter. All works I'm doing
Correct.
as service to God, right? Finally, it is all affecting either myself or my family or society or even those people who I don't know. All of them have Atma in them, which is equivalent to me. All of them are supported by Paramatma. So I am being supported by Paramatma. I am doing the service to God. So with that would be Sattvic knowledge. Rajasic knowledge is treating everybody different based on their how they look outside. And the one who is inside is also different. Right? So Atmas are not equal. And Paramatma must be biased against them. Like, why did some bird take that kind of a body, for me to take advantage of? I can't put the logic in any way, like trying to justify myself, which is all Rajasic knowledge, right? So now we have 4 minutes. We'll look at the Tamasic also, if you can. then we can conclude the Rajasic, Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic knowledge. Okay, sharing the screen. Listen. Yattu Krishna-vadekasmin
Yattu Krishna-vadekasmin
karye saktamahaitukam
karye saktamahaitukam
atattvadhavadalpam cha
atatvarthavadalpam cha
tattamasamudahrutam.
tattamasamudahritam
Let's start together.
yattu kasmin Krishna-vadekasmin
Karye
karye
Saktamahaitukam
saktamahaitukam
Tattvarthavadalpam
atatvarthavadalpam
cha
cha
Tattamasamudahritam.
Lord Krishna is saying, Yat tu ekasmin karye saktam. Again, tu came, right? So now again, differentiating from the previous sloka. I mean, or it is with contrasting from the previous sloka. Yat, by which knowledge? That knowledge. Ekasmin karye saktam, which is engaged in one act. Krutsnavat ahaitukam. Thinking that it produces all results. Okay. Krishnavat. So, ekasmin karye, saktam is engaged. Ekasmin karye in one act. Okay. Krishnavat, all results, thinking that all the results, ahaitukam is irrational. Okay. So, what is irrational thinking is, if I'm able to get one result, I will get all the results. I'll explain. Atatvardhavat alpam cha. Not understanding truth. Tattva is reality, right? Tattva ardhavat. So, not understanding the truth, reality, without differentiating Atma from body. Alpam is narrow, trivial, insignificant. Alpam, I think you understand. Tat jnanam tamasam udahrutam. That knowledge is called tamasic. So, in summary, by that knowledge, so that knowledge, which is engaged in one act, thinking that it produces all results, irrational, that knowledge which is irrational, not understanding the truth, that knowledge is trivial, that is called tamasic. Okay. So with tamasic knowledge, we're a little bit over. We'll quickly finish. So tamasic knowledge, if I have tamasic knowledge, that knowledge will make me do what? Makes me engaged in activities like worship of bhutas, pretas. Even those activities produce trivial, insignificant results. Okay. If I am able to get this result, I should be able to get any result. That is all. So, which is doesn't make sense, right? Like if I'm able to run 100 meters in 20 seconds, okay, will I be able to run 100 kilometers? I can run 100 meters, no problem. But thinking that I will be able to run 100 kilometers is foolish, right? Irrational thinking. So it makes one engaged in one act. What is that one act? Is materialistic pleasures only. To enjoy the materialistic pleasures. That is the only thing that I'm engaged in. Okay. So it makes one think that I am doing everything that I need for my life. There is nothing else for me to do. Okay. So I'll be engaged in all trivial activities, keeping busy throughout my life without recognizing what is the true activity that I'm supposed to do. Trivial is results, you know, I would focus only on the immediate results. I'm not able to, small results. I'm not able to focus on the larger picture. Like, why did I get this life? What is my goal? All that is not there. I wake up in the morning, read newspaper, go to, just do gossips, do the job, come back, relax, watch TV and, movies, go and enjoy some places, and again talk to friends and, other people, and days over. Like that, it'll continue like that throughout the life. Okay. So all trivial activities have no value for us. We may be engaged in activities thinking, oh, I'm able to get this result, I'll get all the results. So I'll continuously focus on the materialistic pleasures, all that. With this, I will not be able to see the true purpose of life. I'll not be able to work towards liberation. Okay, so the one who has tamasic knowledge does not know that there are 5 causes of work. I mean, absolutely don't know or don't want to agree about Atma, Paramatma, right? They only focus on body only. Okay, and whatever is good for the body, that's what is good for me. Eat, enjoy, enjoy the life, to all trivial activities. For them, it may appear big, but they're all trivial because they have no real value. Okay. So the only goal is to satisfy themselves. That's what they will focus on. They have no understanding of the 3 realities, the Chitta, Chitta, and Ishvara. It's all body, enjoy, do all kinds of activities in order to satisfy the pleasures, materialistic pleasures, and that's it. So that is tamasic knowledge. So Rajasic knowledge is not able to see that all are equal, and that results in all kinds of atrocities people commit. And Tamasic knowledge is just simply enjoy their life, enjoy their body. That's all they think is important. Not recognizing the truth, reality. So they come up with irrational arguments, they do trivial work, just focus on only one thing in life, that is their body. and having pleasure, materialistic pleasures. Sorry, you're 7 minutes over. Any questions? This Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. We compile all the Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas in one big chart. I think we'll try to do that. All the different things that we learned, they're divided into Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. And we will see what we need to be like in the Sattvic column. We should not be we should not fall under Rajasic or Tamasic. So that will give us the direction, guideline for us on how to conduct our life. That's what Lord Krishna said, be Sattvic, in one of the slokas earlier, 2nd or 3rd chapter. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Please chant the concluding prayer. Kayena vacha mansendriyena buddhyatma pratite svabha karomi parasmai
Narayana samarpayami.
Sriman Narayana
Narayana
Samarpayami.
samarpayami.
Sarvam Shri
Sarvam
Krishna
Shri Krishna Arpanamastu.
Om
Om
Asmadgurubhyo Namah.
Sadgurubhyo Namaha.
Jai Sriman Narayana. Please
Jai
come and take blessings from Sri Swamiji this weekend in New Jersey. Jai Sriman Narayana.
Jai Shri.
Jai Shrimanarayana, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.